like it's just lit. Like women's basketball, the game, how far it's come, the excitement, the attention. Maybe I'll start with you, Kels, because Lord Jesus, your team and their fans,
Jesus,
they be getting up in everybody's business.
It finally happened. Someone on the Indiana Fever team spoke up. And it wasn't just anyone. Kelsey Mitchell, one of the team's most respected and longtime players, called out the drama.
Why?
Because Cha Aguam made another comment, and this time, she went too far with her digs at Caitlin Clark.
Janae she's a whole lot to take in. I mean, a little bit goes a long way. She's just really loud and really kind of obnoxious for lack of a better word. And I don't mean obnoxious like just people who are obnoxious and they're just insulting people all over the place and that kind of thing.
You know the type. She started with her usual sarcastic comments. They sound like jokes at first, but they're really meant to hurt. Well, Kelsey Mitchell wasn't having it. She didn't brush it off or give a weak, polished statement. She clapped back, strong, direct, and personal. Mitchell stood up not just for Caitlin Clark, but for every Fever player who's been caught up in all this drama and had their character doubted.
Lord Jesus, your team and their fans,
Jesus,
they be getting up in everybody's business.
Hey, wait. I just noticed that. Your team and their fans, they be getting up in everybody's business. So not just the fans, but it's a dig on the team.
This wasn't just a teammate tossing a quick line of support. Kelsey came with receipts, clarity, and fire. Her message was loud and clear. You don't come for Caitlin Clark. You definitely don't disrespect the Indiana Fever family and their fans. And yes, this entire moment is absolutely going viral for all the right reasons.
With you, Kels, and then going to B and NECA, how have you guys experienced? Is there like a moment that you think of when it comes to the explosion of the game and how it has changed the game?
It all started when Cha Aguam dropped one of her usual sarcastic jabs during a media segment. She said something like, Lord Jesus, your team and their fans, they're always all up in everybody's business. It sounded casual, but it was clearly meant to stir things up, especially to downplay Caitlin Clark's influence and rile up Fever fans.
Notice how the question was phrased. Lord Jesus, your fans. Once again, pushing the narrative that there's something wrong with Indiana Fever fans. I don't like that has become the accepted belief about the Fever fans. But Kelsey Mitchell is a professional, and before long, well, she's going to kind of put them in their place in a way they didn't like, I'm sure.
But here's the thing. Fever fans have been showing up like never before. Caitlin Clark has brought incredible energy and national attention to the team. Instead of celebrating that growth, Cha tried to make it sound like a problem. Her comment suggested that Indiana and its fans are too loud, too bold, just too much for the league. Let's be real, this wasn't just an innocent remark. It was a quiet way of pushing the same tired idea that Caitlin is a burden, not a benefit, to women's basketball. And that's the moment Kelsey Mitchell had enough.
Oh man, I think I've seen both sides of it. For one, being on a team with Caitlin and knowing that some of the stuff and the wave that she created for where the game is and what she's been a part of, as far as this process.
When Kelsey got the chance to respond, she didn't hold back. She stayed calm and composed, but there was a sharp edge in her voice. She didn't have to shout or throw insults. She just told the truth. And wow, it hit hard.
And so much of it. And so I think for me lately is the shift in moments in Indiana, period, as far as the arena, where we started. And B was my vet. Kinda, right? Mm-hmm. Kinda.
We up there, sis. We up there.
She was a Fever girl first, and so she also saw, and she's a vet too. They've seen what Indiana was, and I think now where it's at now, the big moment is seeing the shift and being a part of it from a standpoint that I know where Indiana was, and so to see the cultivation of it, you just grow to appreciate the process and the growth in which the game is.
Cha tried to dodge giving Caitlin any real credit. She asked Kelsey if there was a moment this year when the rise of women's basketball became clear, clearly hoping for a vague, safe answer. But instead, Kelsey dropped the truth. I think the rise of women's basketball has a lot to do with Caitlin Clark. Boom. Just like that.
There's the face. There's the face again. Okay? Now, let me get closer so you can see my face better. There's the face again. She's asking about the explosion of women's basketball, and Kelsey Mitchell doesn't waste any time to mention Caitlin Clark and what she has created. It's not what Janae wants to hear. It's not what the media, ESPN media, the WNBA, the old guard, it's not what they want to hear, because they're continuing to tell us that it's not Caitlin Clark who has created anything in the league.
The moment Kelsey said Caitlin's name, you could almost see Cha flinch. That polished media smile she wears so well, it slipped just a bit. Because here's the truth. People like Cheney and the legacy media voices behind her, Elle Duncan, Monica McNutt, Cheryl Swoops, have spent months twisting themselves in knots to avoid giving Caitlin the credit she deserves. One of them even admitted jealousy at one point. Remember that?
Me? Yeah. Jealous? Sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million a shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the pros? Right?
They don't want to admit it, because admitting it means recognizing that a rookie is currently the biggest name in the WNBA. And that doesn't fit their narrative. So instead, they hide behind coded messages, saying Caitlin's fans are too much, that the attention she gets is overhyped, or that she hasn't proven herself yet. But Kelsey wasn't buying any of that. She walked into that studio with a message for all of them.
There's only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? Stop acting like because you see some randos on Twitter knocking Caitlin Clark, all girls are against.
Let's be honest. Kelsey Mitchell is no pushover. She's been grinding in this league long before Caitlin Clark came along. She's faced every defense, every media slight, and still remained one of the most consistent offensive players in the game. Kelsey didn't have to say anything about Caitlin, but she chose to. That's leadership. The way she said it, firm, unapologetic, and backed by facts, shook things up. You could see it on Cha's face. What started as light banter ended up being a masterclass in media strategy. Every time they tried to deflect or downplay Caitlin's impact, Kelsey's honesty shut it down.
I think for me, if I can give or drop any form of advice based off experience, is that all money is not good money. And I mean that literally. I've seen myself in situations where I had to figure out if I wanted to come back to Indy. I had to figure out what was best for me. I lost my parent. So it was like figuring out what I needed, and I figure out that you have to go where you're literally loved. And I mean that literally, and I mean that intentionally. Go where you're loved and not tolerated, because all money is not good money.
And let's not forget how much Caitlin Clark has supported Kelsey Mitchell, both on and off the court. While all the media attention has been on her, Caitlin used her platform to shout out her backcourt partner. She said Kelsey deserved Player of the Month multiple times instead of her. Caitlin called Kelsey one of the key reasons for Indiana's recent success, and more importantly, credited Kelsey for helping her grow in her rookie year.
Felt like Kels probably should have got a little love. I honestly thought she probably should have been Player of the Month. Just what she was doing, and at the clip she was doing it, I think she was like 50, 40, 90 this month, which is really, really hard to do. So I feel very fortunate to play with her, and honestly, I'm not even trying to be corny. Like, I really think she deserved it. So I think sharing that with her, and I feel lucky to have, a kind of a backcourt mate that has been, through this for 7 years and has really helped me and kind of let me flourish.
Think about it. The biggest player in the sport turning the spotlight around and shining it directly on her teammate. That's real chemistry. That's mutual respect. And that's exactly why Kelsey felt the need to clap back when someone tried to undermine what they've built in Indiana. This isn't just about two teammates having each other's backs. It's about changing the narrative. It's about pushing back against all the attempts to downplay the Fever's success, discredit Caitlin Clark's rise, and silence the fans who are showing up, tuning in, and making noise like never before.
I'm a Fever girl again. I'm a Fever girl. I'm excited. Kind of missed this court. I'm a Fever girl again. A lot of went into this decision based on what I needed for myself and for my family, my friends. And Indy is a second home, so I thought I'd give this thing a go.